Hello and a very good evening to you here this Sunday in the Singapore Premier League. The match coming up shortly. It's Geylang International against Young Lions. Young Lions currently in 8th place, taking on 3rd place Geylang. Let's hear from the head coaches ahead of this one. We've got Nazri Nasir, but first up, Mohammad Noali.
Different opponents and challenges that come with this Young Lions squad. What will be the key for the team to get a positive result here?
I mean, sometimes you just got to go back to basics again, because I think we have been conceding goals, especially like against Tampines. I thought we did well in the first 35 minutes until we conceded a goal, you know. So I think the concentration, you know, you got to understand that this Young Lions team has threat like Inamoto, you know, Fahan, you know, even Noah Adam, who does very well going up the flanks on the left, you know. So they have very good players, you know. So that's something that you know, we got to be very disciplined and focused, you know, because I don't think there's no easy game this year in the league. You know, it can just go anyway. As you've seen the last few results in the league.
How much of an advantage will the rest give you, and can you capitalize on a potentially wary Geylang side?
I mean, I won't say advantage. Okay, it's just that again, as I said, for Geylang side, you know, they just lost the last game. I'm sure they are here to get 3 points from us. Of course, we well prepared. You know, we know that how Geylang strength, you know, their strike force especially are very good. So we need to be always 100% focused for today's game.
Short, sharp and brief from both men ahead of this one. And a reminder that in their last match, Geylang International were hammered in the Eastern Derby by BG Tampines Rovers, while it was a very good win for Young Lions at DPMM in Brunei. Not easy to win there, plus their first clean sheet in 5 years for Young Lions. With me here in the commentary position, Rish Roshan Rai. Very good evening to you, Rish Roshan Rai. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Shazad. Looking forward to this contest between these two sides, and got to agree with what Nazri said there. The Geylang International, I think they'll be coming into this looking to bounce back from that Eastern Derby defeat. The concern with them is they don't have too much in the way of options, quality on the bench to make changes. They're suffering with a couple of injuries as well. So it's going to be a matter of how fresh these players are coming into this contest. From the Young Lions perspective, also missing a couple of players, but they're in a nice run of form and should have some confidence after that result last time out away to DPMM.
3 games unbeaten, 2 draws and a win for Young Lions. That defeat against BG Tampines Rovers for Geylang International ended a run of 4 games unbeaten, a draw and 3 wins. Not so long ago, we were talking about Geylang as a potential title contender. They're now 8 points away from Lion City Sailors and BG Tampines Rovers, but there's still a long way to go in this season.
Still a long way. I don't think they're going to be challenging for the title, just because I don't think they have the squad available to them to really push. I mean, you look at the squad depth for the Lion City Sailors and BG Tampines, far and away the best squads in the league, and that's one of the reasons why they are where they are. It's a race between those two teams. For Geylang International, I think finishing 3rd would be a nice way to end the season for them. But as you mentioned, there's a long way to go. Balestier will also be looking to try and put them under a little bit of pressure if they can. And Albrecht Segata, Singapore have been in a pretty decent run of form, although they did suffer a defeat last night.
Yeah, talking of those results last night, let's quickly go through those for you. That 6-0 hammering Hougang United against Tanjung Pagar at the bottom of the table. DPMM edged out Albrecht Segata 3-2, and BG Tampines Rovers winning against Balestier Khalsa 3-1. Oswin Rosero is our referee for this one. He'll be assisted by Shafiq Jufri and Rida Said, and the 4th official is Andrea Verolino. VAR today is Shadiq Al Hussein, assisted by Jeherman Zaitun. Two skippers there getting together, but let's have a look at the starting 11s here, and just one change from that Geylang side that lost to BG Tampines Rovers, and Iqbal Hussein makes way for Akmal Azman, which in theory might look like a slightly more conservative lineup. We'll get the thoughts of Roshan shortly on that one. Naufal Azman, by the way, unavailable and recovering from injury. As for their opponents, Noali saying that cannot take any game for granted. And you certainly don't want to be discounting this young Lions side, who are second last at the moment, but they have got games in hand. Now, for young Lions, they have got two changes from the side that beat DPMM. Akil Yazid and Fairuz Fazli are coming back into the side. Raul Shahimi is on the bench. Ryan Sanizal is unavailable due to NS commitments. The same can be said for Fatullah Rahmat as well. This, by the way, is the last outing for the skipper Farhan Zulkifli, who will be going back to Hougang, and Khairi Nadim has already done so. He returns to LCS. National service commitments have been completed. Your thoughts on the lineups then, Roshan?
Yeah, and I think when you look at Geylang International, they don't really have too much in the way of options. You talked about Naufal Asman still unavailable. You've also got Zico Chua, picked up an injury last time out as well. So this is pretty much the strongest 11 he can put out here. Doesn't have too much in the way of options on the bench as well. And for the young Lions, said earlier, players missing through NS commitments, players returning to their clubs, that's always going to be the situation for them. But they've got some good quality foreigners in that side.
Now the players are gathered at the centre circle to remember two stalwarts of the Singapore national team. The former national team manager, Omar Ibrahim, who managed Singapore and won the 1994 Malaysia Premier League and Malaysia Cup double. He was also part of the team that won the 1998 ASEAN Football Federation Championship, Singapore's first international title. We also remember Rahmat Mawar, who was a highly respected defender for Singapore in the 60s and 70s. He represented Singapore in various tournaments like the Malaysia Cup and Merdeka tournament. He was also the first man to lift a trophy in the old National Stadium at Geylang.
Representing Singapore in various tournaments like the Malaysia Cup and the Merdeka tournament. Our thoughts and condolences go out to your loved ones.
Both men serving their country superbly over the years, passing away on October 29th, aged 81. Our thoughts and condolences go out to their loved ones. So to this game, Roshan, we do enjoy watching Geylang International, the way they approach their football. It's always front foot, isn't it? And young Lions, well, they're a different prospect this season.
Yeah, they certainly are. I think the addition of Itsuki Inomoto makes a massive difference to the young Lions. They had an issue last season with putting opportunities away. They're a side who can create chances, can cause a few issues with the vibrance in their play at times. They've got good pace going forward, some nice quality in there, the likes of Farhan Zulkifli getting an outing, but also Inomoto, as I mentioned, he's that player up front who can really make the most of those opportunities, put those chances away, and put this side in a position where they can punish the opposition. For Geylang International, they've got a great goal scorer up front in Tomoyuki Doi with his 29 goals this season, and he's got some really good support in behind. Quality in that midfield with Tezuka, Bezuko and Taniguchi creating opportunities.
This could be a fascinating encounter. Geylang International up against Young Lions. It's been a busy time here at the Jalan Besar Stadium. We had 6 goals on Friday as Hougang United hammered Tanjung Pagar. 4 goals last night. BG Tampines Rovers eventually getting there against Bannister Khalsa. 10 goals in 2 matches. Let's see what happens here tonight.
Now, they've got a great record against the Young Lions, Geylang International. I think it's 7 straight wins against the Young Lions in the league. Yeah, there was that defeat in the cup, but in the league they're really dominant against this opposition. And I think it's so important for Geylang to bounce back from that defeat to BG Tampines. It was a strange one.
Yeah, here come the Young Lions. were a bit muted, weren't they, in that match?
Yeah, I was just going to say it's a strange one because the performance was a little bit subdued, and even someone like Besar, who's normally very reliable, really good, was not looking in the best shape.
There's Nakuddin Yunus there, was on that right-hand side. Yeah, I mean, had they won that, it would have been very interesting in terms of just catching up with their rivals just above them. But not to be the case.
It looks like they've already made a tactical change in the starting 11 for this fixture, with Akmal Asman actually playing at right back and Joshua Pereira moving into central midfield alongside Tezuka. Taniguchi playing out on their left-hand side. Allows Besar to just play in behind Tomoyuki Doi.
Well, that is beautifully played. Here's Taniguchi. Bit of a rugby tackle there on the Japanese player. Akil Yazid taking him out.
Yeah, I mean, he just lost his balance here. He went lunging across. Pretty comical that. I think he knew exactly what he was doing. He was off balance. He said, I'm just going to throw myself in front of Taniguchi here.
That's one way of stopping a player's advance. Besar playing in a kind of a number 10 role today.
Yeah, but you also saw there, what you saw was actually Besar peeling out to the right, Taniguchi then drifting in from off the left. So I don't think it's going to be as rigid or as structured as just saying to one player, you just play in behind as that number 10. So there's going to be a little bit of fluidity that the young Lions are going to have to watch out for.
If there are two players you want to give license to, it would be those two. Now, you'd imagine that Besar will he fancy this? Let's see. It is, comes off the wall, does its job. It is a corner. We've just had the national coach, Tomu Ogura, just walk in. Yes, quite a number of players to look at, Roshan.
Yeah, you know, he's always in attendance, at least when I'm here in the commentary position. I tend to see him quite a bit, Ogura, which is obviously good to see. Keeping an eye on a few of these players, potentially getting a call-up for the next window.
Yeah, that's not too far away, that one. Here is Tezuka with the corner. That looked a rather bizarre one, but it served its purpose. I got another one out of it. Not sure he meant to do that.
Yeah, they're usually quite creative with these set-piece situations. It did look like it was intentional. I mean, when you've got a player like Tezuka, you know you can deliver quality, so I think he meant that. Just didn't quite work out.
Drives that to the edge of the area, and that would have been something quite spectacular for Vincent Besar.
Well, again, looks to me like another one of those set-piece routines. Besar just peeling away to the far side of the area.
I mean, he's got the ability, right?
He does.
But that would have been...
still needed something special, I think. Yeah. Not easy to score from those positions, and with that kind of delivery that's coming in, so wouldn't put that down as a high-quality chance.
Back all the way to Rudy Kairula. Started quite nicely, haven't they, this Geylang side. Reo Sakuma. Keto Haria. Akmal going up towards Nakuddin, has been one of the standout players for Geylang this season. Tezuka. Josh Pereira flitting. Shakir Hamza. Oh, he's done well here, Shakir.
Good to see Fairuz Fazli back in the side. He got himself on the score sheet against DPMM, almost with his first touch, coming straight off the bench and making an impact. They were very impressive in that game, the young Lions.
How big a boost is it? Do they care about stats like that, Roshan? Would that be something that would be driven in, hey, you got your first clean sheet in 5 years and let's keep that going?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you'll see on the with the captions, with the social media stuff around it, how much of a big deal it is. I think You think about world football and how many sides in the world go through a spell like that of 5 years without a clean sheet. I mean, it's pretty incredible. So it's certainly a stat that I've been following for a while, and I think they'll be quite happy to have gotten rid of that. And it's not something we'll be mentioning much anymore now, and they'll probably be quite happy with that fact.
It's always after a remarkable achievement, you want to follow that up, right? You don't want to make that a flash in the pan. And you could see that Nazmi Nasser was saying, look, we got another game here. We're not taking anything for granted. This is a very tricky Geylang side. They are third in the SPL for a reason. Here's Haria. Tezuka back to his compatriots. A strong Japanese flavor in this match. Both sides really quite happy to use Japanese players. Shakir. Here's Vincent Besco. Spread wide by Tezuka. It's cut out by Nur Adam. Here's Josh Pereira, the skipper for Geylang International. Do you like him further up the pitch?
Well, I think he's effective either way. He does lack a little bit of pace at right back. And perhaps in central midfield, he doesn't need much of that pace, especially when it comes to recovery runs and things like that. So he can be a bit more of that stabilizing presence in that defensive midfield role. But either way, I think he's pretty effective for how Geylang like to go about and play.
Besco, lovely turn from the Frenchman. Well, that was straight at Aizel. Well, bobbling around in the box, still alive here for Geylang. Well, they've created all the opportunities so far in this match. They've had the ball in this half for the first 8 minutes or so. Here is Besco, up to Shaki Hamza. This is the kind of football that they love to play, trying to dominate opposition, keep hold of the ball. Josh Pereira. We're just trying to put a bit of pressure there, Kobayashi. Haria maybe a bit too much on that one. It's a lovely turn, wasn't it?
Really good pass from Pereira. Bezuko taking up a nice position. Straight down the middle, plenty of power behind that. But just going back to Pereira as well, I mean, even when he's at right back, it's not like he plays that role where he's bombing forward on the outside, on the overlaps and things like that. He tends to drift infield. It's that possession style of Geylang International where they almost try to build with 3 at the back at times and have a bit more in those central areas.
We're seeing more and more versatile players, aren't we, in the SPL? And I'm sure that's useful, I guess, for someone like Ogura.
Yeah, it certainly is useful for any coach, and I think especially for Nur Ali, who's again not got much depth in this Geylang side, so to have players who can fill in a couple of different roles is always very helpful.
Nicely shepherded out by Keto Haria.
Helps from a player's perspective as well, because you then give yourself more opportunities to play. You're more useful, right?
Yeah.
All about upskilling, right? That's the message, and it works the same in football as well.
You're absolutely right. Akmal. Tomoyuki Doi dropped a little bit here. Oh, that was a good ball, wasn't it? Just a bit too much for Nakudin. Farhan, this is his last game for Young Lions. I'm sure he'd love to leave them on a winning note. Jun Kobayashi finds his namesake That's a ball up to Inamoto. He is their danger man. Inamoto, first shot for Young Lions, sails over the crossbar.
Yeah, first time in this matchup, they've been able to really get it into Inamoto. He works really hard. He will push out into those channels if necessary. That's the thing about him as well. He makes himself available. You know, he's not hiding. He's looking to try and help his side and be that outlet up front. Has really made a massive difference to the Young Lions this season. Having a goal scorer and a reliable one.
Yeah, absolutely. Banging in those goals for fun. Shakir looks up. Just beyond the Tomoyuki Doi. There's Ryo Sakuma. Out wide to Shake Hamza. Tomoyuki Doi. First passing from Geylang International. Josh Pereira. Now Besar. A lot of bodies behind the ball. We're going to have to be find a way to unlock this. Ryo Sakuma. Pereira. Down to Akmal. Can he get behind the defence here? Besar, top of the area, and Shake Hamza's shot's a pretty weak one in the end. Good move though.
Yeah, good move. Nice and patient in possession. Worked the opening down the right, and let's go with the cutback. Good run from out on the left-hand side. Just cutting inside. Shake Hamza on his right boot.
So here come Young Lions themselves now. They've not really gone through the middle here. Oh dear. Kan Kobayashi never really got on top of that one.
There's another look at that. Look at where Shake Hamza comes in from. Just takes up a central position. Not enough power on the connection here, but Besar, the moment he's in behind, gets his head up straight away. It's a good idea. Picks out a good pass, and you see that rotation of positions once again with Taniguchi. Just on that occasion, going out wide onto the left. That means Shake Hamza moves inside, infield. So you can have this movement, you can have these rotations, and within that you also keep your team structure.
Haria launches looking for Nakudin, and Noradam recovers. Well, that was excellent work from Jalan. Slowly getting into this, perhaps, Young Lions. All the running, though, mainly from Geylang International.
Yeah, dominating this contest so far. As you'd expect, it's taking a bit of time for the Young Lions to really get going in terms of their rhythm when they have the ball.
It's hustling for the ball there. Kayum wanting that.
Actually looking for that quick ball out wide. Kaisei Ogawa just halted by the referee's whistle. That's Jonathan, who's been impressive, pretty tidy in possession. Plays with a lot of confidence and belief in his ability with the ball at his feet, which is good to see.
Abdul Norada, who heads it down the line. Here's Farhan Zulkifli. It's the crossing. Oh, that was a high boot, wasn't it? An immediate apology there. It's Haria who's down. And he knows Jonan. He put his hand up, to be fair. But well, that is going to hurt.
And it's going to hurt. It's one of those where there's no malice here from Jonathan. It's earnest in the way that he goes for it. It's incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
He should be going with his head instead of his boot at that height. Really brave from Haria. Fantastic from Keto Haria. He knows what's coming. He can see that foot being raised and he knows he still has to get his head to that. Excellent defending. Really brilliant stuff. And you feel for him. Yeah, Jonathan, I think perhaps getting away with one. I don't know if he's booked. I haven't received any information that he's picked up a yellow card. He's just had a talking to.
VAR is having a little bit of a check on this. That would be harsh, though, wouldn't it?
I don't think it's a red card, but I think a yellow in that situation, because it's reckless.
Yeah. Well, look, the good news is Haria's fine. He's up. He's about. That probably looked one of those that looked worse than it was in terms of the actual contact that was made and any damage that was done. He's going to come back on shortly, which is good news. There is no red card. There's no yellow card either, from the sounds of things. And to be fair, there's no one really having a go about it, on or off the pitch.
Players can tell, and you know in those situations. I think the referee, being a former player himself, also I think would have an understanding of that situation.
Well, there they come again. Inamoto, he's got the pace, hasn't he? Up against Akmal. They'll get a corner here. Such a willing runner in channels and does so much, doesn't he, Inamoto?
Well, he knows he has to show himself in those areas. He can't just stay central and expect that service to arrive. He's got to give his side some help as well. And I mentioned earlier, he's willing to get out into those wider areas if he needs to, and try and cause some problems from those positions as well.
So, first corner of the evening then for Young Lions. I've got some big guys in there. It's gone short to Norada. Swung in by Ogawa. There's Fairuz. Ogawa. First time there's been any kind of concerted pressure from Young Lions. Oh, he's done well there. Couldn't quite hold on to it. Kobayashi now on the counter. Here come Geylang International. Plenty of options. Here's Nakyudin. Taniguchi picked him out. Plenty of bodies back now for Young Lions. Give and go. They'll have a corner themselves, Geylang International.
Well, an opening on the break there for Geylang. I don't think the first pass from Taniguchi was a great one. Sent Nakyudin a little bit too far out wide, a bit too much pace on the initial pass. But he did well, Taniguchi, just to get back and try and support Nakyudin.
Goal kick. Ogawa. Oh, just over Inamoto. Now Nakudin for Geylang International. Jalan is keeping up with him. Nice little tussle going on here. Jalan did well.
Did very well there, Jalan. Tracking back, keeping pace with Nakudin, and also showing that aggression and that strength. It's a big talent, the number 55 for the Young Lions.
Just 18 years of age, Jonathan. Too much on that one from Taniguchi up to Doi. Doi hasn't really had a sighter yet.
Bit of a goal drought here. But Doi didn't score in the last match, and
well, if you're a keen watcher of the SPL this season, you'll know why we're saying that.
well, he's not gone 2 matches this season where he hasn't scored.
That says a lot, doesn't it? Just about how good he has been.
So if you follow that stat, then he should be scoring this evening against the Young Lions.
Ball played across there from Farhan. Offside is the shout. For the record, he's on 29 goals. Tomoki Doi. Next best is Nakano and Tanaka on 17 each.
Oh, that was a close one. Looked like he was actually on. Ogawa again floating a good pass into Farhan Zulkifli. Close call that, very close. Well, Doi also has 5 goals in the 2 matches against the Young Lions this season.
You say they're pretty solid so far, Young Lions, tonight?
Yeah, pretty solid. At the moment, still a long way to go in this contest. See if they can maintain that sort of intensity in their play. You do feel like they need to cause a few more issues for Geylang when they have the ball.
Just 1 win in their past 5 home games. Geylang International. Young Lions just 1 loss in the last 6 away matches. Kobayashi is Akil Yazid. Oh, he just took his eye off the ball there, Josh Pereira. It's back with Farhan now. Goes out wide to Danish. Danish does well, that's a good ball in, and Inamoto heads over.
Yeah, that's better from the Young Lions. Bouncing on that mistake in the midfield from Joshua Pereira. And Danish doing well just to get himself a little bit of space to send a cross in. Inamoto getting away from his marker. Good bit of movement. And just catches the underside of the ball and sends it over.
They're kind of getting into this a bit more, aren't they, Young Lions? As you said, they need to do a little bit more perhaps to trouble Geylang. There's Tezuka out on that far side. Sakuma just trying to close down there, Kobayashi. Now Taniguchi. Besko. Out wide to Shaki Hamza. Probing away, just waiting for their opportunity perhaps. Geylang, here's Doi. George Pereira across to Akmal. A lot of bodies there. He's back with Young Lions. Here's Jonan. Does well here. Now Kan Kobayashi up to Farhan. Excellent defending from Akmal. Vincent Besco. He spotted the run of Nakuddin. He's got some space on his right-hand side. Besco. Not a great touch from him.
Well, the movement in the area there wasn't great for Nakuddin. The Young Lions did well to actually have a number of red shirts in the box waiting for the cross to come in, and that's why Nakuddin just had to hold up play for a moment and play back to Bezakor. A nice counter-attacking move from earlier from the Young Lions. Good transition. Jonan Tan playing an important role in that, hanging on to it after receiving the touch back into him from Inamoto. Look at Doi as well, dropping off into the center circle. He's done that on a number of occasions now.
Also saw Taniguchi just gesturing after the ball quicker. Does fall to him here. Taniguchi for Geylang International. Goes past a couple of players. He's sucking them in. Flashes that past the upright.
Yeah, good effort. And that's probably what Geylang International need to do a little bit more of. Having that player who will run at the defensive block, because the Young Lions aren't moving defensively out of their shape, out of their positions. So when you get a situation like that, that causes a few issues for the defenders, because then they're sort of thinking, do I step out and go and engage? Then that opens up spaces for someone else. And if nobody engages, then you run all the way through.
Well, just as that was happening, there was all kinds of stuff they were trying to play out from the back. Young Lions. I'm sure we'll see that again shortly. But they got themselves in all kinds of trouble here.
Yeah, Jonathan Tezuka doing well just to hold it up, and Doi is normally deadly from those positions.
Yeah, you'd think he'd put that away.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great position to be in. Again, it's Akil Yazid who throws himself at that.
It's a wonderful opportunity there for Doi. Best goal with the corner. Tezuka! That was a big moment of relief for Young Lions there. So they weren't undone by a defensive error. Nakuddin adjudged to have fouled Jonan.
He looks really solid as well, Jonan.
He does.
That strength, coming back into it, holds off Nakuddin initially, and then as Akmal goes through him, there's no nonsense here from Jonan. He doesn't go rolling around the pitch. Gets straight back up. And that physicality that he has, Jonan, is going to be very helpful for him in his career. You can see he has that technical ability and that quality. Match that with the physicality to play in central midfield. That's going to be very helpful, especially if you think about potentially playing on the international stage somewhere down the line in his development. And I think if you're Ogura watching on, Jonan's definitely going to be a name that you're thinking about.
Well, I was about to ask you, is that's one for the future? There is Akmal. Nakuddin. certainly is going to be in the reckoning. Well, lovely little bit of work there from Taniguchi to Shake Hamza. Tezuka just trying to curl that in to the far post.
A couple of situations already where they've gotten into these positions, but it's Tezuka or Taniguchi just before him from a similar sort of area.
Yeah.
Remember Taniguchi making that run, going just wide.
Well, Norali will want get a goal in. No. Pull it back, please, says the referee.
I think Jordan's asking the question here, why is he being pulled up for this? Is there a handball? I can't see any handball there. I thought it was just two players coming together. Was there a handball from Jordan?
I think it did hit his arm. Here's Taniguchi. Shake Hamza. Here's Tomoyuki Doi. Shakir. Shakir! Oh, it comes off the crossbar. Did it cross the line? They're looking across. They've given it. It was so casually done by Shakir Hamza. What a goal that is. Oh, brilliant. Now he's almost got a look of, yeah.
Well, there's that movement into the central area again, and it's that defensive line. It's quite clearly crossed the line, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, saw it in real time as well. I thought that was a goal. You can see quite clearly there from the replays as well. Again, they don't close down. They're quite happy to drop off and sit off. He picks up the ball in that space, just in front of the Young Lions defense, and he thinks, why not have a go? They've come close with a couple of efforts from range, and then they've been punished, the Young Lions.
Talk us through that technique, Roshan. That is impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he's only got one thing on his mind when he turns and receives it. He knows he's got time and space, and he didn't actually take a touch to push it forward, to run onto it. It's almost as if he said, I'm just going to lift it over and try and get a bit of bend on it. And without much of a backlift,
yeah, exactly.
The technique was excellent in that situation.
Wow. Well, Danish Kayum has gone off for Raul Suhaimi. That is, yeah, an interesting change. It'll be interesting to find out what the issue for that one was.
Didn't look like he was injured, but I think it just might be a case of not quite being effective enough down that side.
Here's Bescourt. Well, Roshan, I think you'd mentioned just before about those couple of other early opportunities from Geylang International. They were kind of knocking on the door. Here's Noranam, that's how to play. Tezuka wasn't closed down earlier, was he? For his long-range effort.
He wasn't closed down, and Taniguchi wasn't closed down as well. Shake, again, getting into that pocket of space in behind the Young Lions midfield. Again, it's that rotation of positions that I was mentioning earlier. It's working out really well for Geylang International. So just get Raul Suhaimi on to play at right back and push Fairoz Fazli into a bit more of an advanced area of the pitch.
Tezuka. Here's Bescourt. So just about 9 minutes to go in this first half, and Geylang International have that goal. Here's Bescourt. Second one now would really be a massive boost for them before half time. Farhan. That's going to be a yellow card for Akmal.
Well, Danish is just getting some treatment on the bench. I'm just having a look, getting a bag of ice strapped to his left foot. See Farhan. Going down for that foul committed by Akmal. Yeah,
So it was injury related then in the end, it would appear. Oh, shot there! Snapshot from Kan Kobayashi.
maybe it was, but I don't think he was too effective anyway. Danish Qayyum down that right-hand side, only had that one cross, sending it into the box. But here's another look at this. Bit of hesitation there at the back from Sakuma, who's normally pretty reliable, just misjudges the flight of the ball.
This is where they've got to be careful, right, Geylang, and not switching off soon after they score. He's been guilty of that a number of times this season. Apparently there's a very heavily strapped right thigh for Danish Qayyum.
I'll have to wait and see what the issue really is there.
No foul. Here's Doi. Still Doi. He lets fly well over. They're starting to rack up those long-range efforts, aren't they?
Yeah, again, it just opens up for that. It's because of the way Young Lions are setting up. You know, it's that back four is pretty deep. They're not really getting pulled out of position.
Here's Jonan. That is cut up by Shakir, but he loses the ball almost immediately. Jonan again. Josh Pereira. Now Besar. Oh, great work from him. Oh, he's done so well here. Brilliant from the Frenchman, Besar. The crowd enjoying that. Was that a foul? He's gone down, Doi. He felt he was impeded by Kobayashi. But what about that from Besar?
Yeah, brilliant from Besar. Great balance, good strength. Lovely bits of skill in there as well. Had two players on him and still retained possession. It was a nice idea just to try and play it in behind with that reverse pass. Looking for Doi.
I feel Doi kind of trying to buy that one.
Yeah.
Getting told, as Roshan was speculating earlier, that it was indeed a tactical substitution. Despite whatever strapping he may have had, Danish Qayyum taken off for tactical reasons.
Yeah, I did say it was a tactical. To me, it looked tactical because he wasn't effective down that side. I didn't want to sound too cynical earlier, but sometimes when you get taken off in matches,
in the first half especially.
In the first half, you get that pack of ice on and.
No right up there.
Saves a bit of face.
Farhan, that's closer to the corner flag than it is to the goal.
That might go for a throw-in, you know.
Oh. Not quite, almost. We haven't seen much of Noradam bombing down this left-hand side, have we?
No, we haven't, yeah. Here's another look at that from Besar. Look at that strength. Taking care of both Noradam and Akil Yazid.
Do you remember when he was out for a long period, and they just aren't the same. He's such a kind of that flair, flamboyant player that they have, isn't he? But he's also a willing runner. puts in the yards.
Yeah, of course, and I've been saying this about him for a long time now. It's not just his quality; he works incredibly hard. He goes box to box for them, and made such a big difference for them last season when he was out with that injury, the long-term knee injury, and suddenly a very different side.
Yeah, great to watch. Good examples on the quality that's in the SPL. Sakuma. Tezuka. Oh, he just about got there. Loradam put under real pressure from Besar. Josh Pereira. He's trying to thread that through for Doi. Jonan wanted a foul. Minamoto looking to close down Rudy Kairula. Oh, wasn't all that far away, and actually it's had some effect here. A little panicky at the back for Geylang International. Here is Besar. Just about a minute and a half plus some out of time in this first half. Jalan International leading through a goal, wonderful goal from Shakir Hamza. Now they come pouring forward. Ogawa up to, oh, it's a heavy touch from Farhan. Here's Noradam. Young Lions looking to try and get an equaliser before the break. Shakir Hamza's there. Back to Noradam. He looked a bit frustrated there, Noradam. Here's Fairuz. Teasing ball across the face of the goal.
Well, Inamoto is frustrated with Farhan for not being switched on and making the run into the area at the far post. He was the only one there. Look at Farhan. He's watching. He should be in there, attacking, going into those areas. And that's an aspect of his game that he needs to go and develop. They need to be switched on in those moments. Taking a risk, taking a chance, being optimistic.
He'll be a big miss though, right, from this young Lion side.
He will be. He's a good player, Farhan, and he brings a lot of experience. But to add things like goals to his game, he needs to be in those situations, in those moments. Why is he staying wide for? Because the ball's out on the right, and there's an opportunity for a cross to come in, so get in there.
Akmal out to Nakurin. Now Besar goes across to Shakir. Taniguchi. That was enough from Akil, and Noradam clears. Rudy Karela generally has actually had very little to do so far this evening. I don't think he's had a save to make, Rudy Karela, as far as I can recall.
Can't remember anything, honestly, on target that's given him any sort of issues. That from his own teammate.
Thank you
for
for...
a bit of an issue.
As if on cue, Rush.
Fired back straight at him by Haria.
That might be the most dangerous moment so far. Here is Doi. Now Shaki Hamza. We've had the 2 minutes. And the referee calls time on this first half, which has seen a lot of the ball for Geylang International. They probed away, they had to be patient, and then a great goal from Shaki Hamza.
Yeah, good goal from Shaki Hamza. His fourth of the season. There were a few warning signs with those shots from range. Taniguchi with one, Tezuka with one, and then Shaki Hamza finally making the Young Lions pay. They haven't shown enough quality when they've had the ball. They've not caused any problems for Geylang International. Pretty comfortable first half for the home side.
So halftime score then here at Jalan Besar Stadium. It is Geylang International 1, Young Lions 0. We'll have highlights and analysis after the break. Welcome back to Jalan Besar Stadium. It's half-time here in the SPL match between Geylang International and Young Lions. And it's the Eagles who are soaring at the moment, 1-0, but it could have been more. They have dominated this first half as we look back at the highlights of the opening 45. First up, here are some of those stats, Roshan, and I think it pretty much reflects what we've said, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been comfortable for Geylang International, and I think the numbers, you know, prove that.
Yeah.
Bossing possession, attempts, shots on target as well. Young Lions, 5 attempts, but none of them have been really dangerous and have caused any issues for Geylang.
Yeah, as we said, the only time that Rudy Carlo actually had to intervene was when it was a strong pass back to him. But we shall look at some of those opportunities. Here we go, Vansel Bescourt with the first shot. It was a lovely turn from him, wasn't it? But it was straight down the throat of Aisil.
Yeah, it was. Taking up a nice position. Again, he's just popping up in behind that Young Lions midfield. That's been the issue for the Young Lions in that first half. Having that little bit of a gap with that defensive line, just dropping off, playing pretty deep. And then here another opportunity, worked out well down the right-hand side. Bescourt with the cutback into Shaki Hamza. Shaki Hamza getting in those central areas, and that was a sign of things to come. That effort, obviously on his right foot, so couldn't quite get enough power to really trouble Aisil Yazid.
Lovely move there, and of course Bescourt at the center of all those things, and Shaki might feel he could have done better with that. Taniguchi up next here with this shot, and actually has a nice little run here, wasn't it? Sucking in a lot of players. Yeah,
it was a nice run, and you look at Doi as well and his movement. He doesn't actually touch the ball, but where he's positioned, it makes Jonan Tan think that there's an angle for a pass into Doi, which creates a little bit of space for Taniguchi. There you go, Doi's there, makes a run on the outside as well, which means the defender then backs off him and creates a little bit of space for the shot to come in from Taniguchi.
Well, here was a hairy moment when they tried to play out from the back and almost got caught out here. Doi probably will feel that he should have done better with this.
Yeah, I think he'll you know, be a little bit annoyed with himself. Some really good last-ditch defending from Akil Yazid. Came flying across with the head. Good intervention there from the Young Lions number 3. But Doi's normally, as I said in the first half, deadly from these positions. Not on that occasion, though.
There's almost a moment of madness there from the Young Lions. And that could have been the opening goal, but not too long later. They did get it indeed. And they came from Shaki Hamza. Look at this little pocket of space.
Yeah, the changes of position. Shaki Hamza making the driving run inside. Again, you look at who sort of drops off there. It's Doi who just drops off that forward position. Links up with Shaki Hamza, gives it back into him. That Young Lions defense doesn't follow through, doesn't push up. Bescourt is occupying the central defenders by pinning them back. And that means that the defenders have got a player to mark Shaki in that pocket of space. That's really well executed. Brilliant stuff from Shaki Hamza. Just getting the elevation and the dip on it right at the end when it's needed, and quite clearly crossing the line.
Fantastic goal. And yeah, there were really kind of half chances here. This was a snapshot from Kan Kobayashi.
Pretty decent opportunity, this one, from Kan Kobayashi.
Probably the best of the bunch for them.
I think the best of the match for the Young Lions. But he had a couple of Geylang defenders in front of him, so they sort of closed off enough of the angle here, especially to try and drive it towards the far post.
These are the results this weekend. Of course, that hammering that Hougang dished out to Tanjung Pagar at the bottom of the table clash on Friday. Yesterday, Brunei DPMM with that fine win over Albrecht Segata. Match that had 17 extra minutes in there because of an injury in the first half. BG Tampines Rovers beat Balestier Khalsa after it was goalless at the break. We had 4 goals in the second half. And of course, Geylang at the moment leading against Young Lions. So we're going to take a break. When we return, we'll have the second half for you. The SPL match between Geylang International and Young Lions. Welcome back to Jalan Besar Stadium. It's half-time here. Geylang International are leading against Young Lions, 1-0. Roshan, I just want to ask you, we've quite often seen Geylang kind of switch off a little bit, concede goals. I know that has been a constant theme from Noor Ali, isn't it, to his players? Do not switch off, do not give up those leads. He's been frustrated with some of the defending.
Yeah, he has. I think it's been one of the things that we've spoken about quite a bit already this season. There have been matches for Geylang this campaign where they've been in good positions, winning positions, and they haven't been able to see it out, pick up the maximum points from positions that they should be doing so. And he'll want to make sure that the message is clear, that in the second half they don't switch off, they don't allow the Young Lions opportunities to get themselves back into this contest, and making sure the concentration levels are right, and making sure they are able to exert that level of control in the second 45 as well, and send these Geylang fans home happy.
I guess one way of combating all that is, of course, to get more goals.
Yeah.
They've created enough for you so far to have at least got another one or two?
They have, but a lot of the opportunities, or a number of the opportunities have been from range, from distance. And they're taking the chance to sort of go and do that. But as this game goes on, as the second half wears on, that first goal always important because it changes the state of the game.
Yeah.
It means that the Young Lions now in the second 45 have got to open up as they try and chase the equalizer, try and get themselves back into this contest. So that will also mean a little bit more space for Geylang to operate in this second half.
We are being told no changes for Young Lions, who made a tactical change. This is the goal, by the way, in case you didn't see it earlier. It's a glorious one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good movement. Again, it's that rotation of positions. Besar taking up Doi's space up front as the centre forward, as Doi just drops off to link up with Shakir Hamza. And then that pins the central defenders of the Young Lions back, so they can't go in and close down on Shakir Hamza. That's quality, though. He's got really good technique, Shakir Hamza, and doesn't need much of a backlift for an opportunity to really get that sort of power on that strike. Nice dip as well towards the end. You can see quite clearly it's crossed the line.
Doesn't look like there are any changes for Geylang International, and that's probably not a surprise at the moment. No subs there confirmed. Do you feel then that since there have been so many long-range efforts that there might be an instruction from Nazri to just close down a bit more?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they will have to be wary of that, especially with the fact that that defensive line, again, is just having to drop off really deep. So there's going to be that space in front of them to be wary of, to go and exploit from Geylang's perspective. So they do have to be switched on with efforts from range. But again, it is also about limiting the quality of a chance. Obviously, if you're shooting from distance, it's a lower quality chance, a lower quality opportunity. And so I think they'll be a lot happier with the fact that the efforts that are coming from Geylang are from range, rather than closer in the penalty area from central positions.
So second half then here, just getting underway. Young Lions looking for that equaliser. Geylang wanting to cement this win. Here's Besar, a bit of space here in midfield. Surging forward, Vincent Besar. Too much on that perhaps. Nakudin! What about that ball? It's a hand up there from Besar, isn't it?
Yeah, final ball wasn't good enough. Sends Nakudin a lot wider than he would have liked. And perhaps the cutback would have been the better option in that moment. Doi doesn't look too happy.
Doesn't at all.
Besar with a good driving run, but just to wait on the pass. Yep, too wide.
That's about all he could really do, wasn't it, Nakudin?
Well, the other option was potentially the cutback for Doi there, but I think he was going at full pace, stretching to try and finish that as well.
Taniguchi, nice touch on from him, and he knew what was going to happen next. He's collided with some of the medical staff on the sidelines there. Stretcher carriers.
Yeah,
he knew what was going to happen, didn't he?
Yeah, expect that to come. It still is going to hurt, especially onto the concrete there.
By the way, sometimes I've seen players with the momentum taking up to the barrier. There's a big drop as well. Tezuka. Rio Sakuma with the header. That will be a goal kick. Third place would be quite the achievement, though, for Geylang International come the end of the season, Roshan, if they can secure that. They are 5 points clear at the moment. I mean, that is pretty impressive, isn't it?
It will be, I think, the best they've done under Norali. That sort of finish from them, if they can find that consistency and go on finishing in third. They've always been about 4th, 5th, 6th, around there.
Well, the beauty of this season is you've got the likes of Geylang and Balestier, fantastic 11, 13 players or so that have really entertained us. Taniguchi wanted that ball to him from Besar.
Now, that's the thing to remember with Geylang as well. They've played a lot of this season already with essentially the same sort of starting 11, same 11, 12 players.
And that was your point as to why it would be very hard to really see them put on a sustained run in this league championship. Here, out to Fairuz. Raul Saimi, oh dear. Not one he's wanting to remember.
Now, if we don't have the squad, then it becomes very difficult to challenge, especially with some of the injuries that they've had. Geylang this season already having to rely on a very small batch of players.
Nice interchange of passes there. Josh Pereira down the line. Nakudin looks up. It will be a goal kick.
Nakudin looking to try and find him a little bit more in this second half. Last touch was of Noradam, so a corner for Geylang.
Oh, it's almost a free header, doesn't matter. They get the second goal, and guess who? The Doi drought is over.
Great ball played in. Wonderful pace on that. Whipped in with plenty of quality. And Doi was able to break free from his marker. Made no mistake that time, Tomoyuki Doi.
It's a free header as well, was Roshan in this, before that.
Well, there you go. He just moves away from Raul Suhaimi, who switches off. When you give a player like Tomoyuki Doi that much space, that little bit of space is all he needs in the 6-yard box. Makes no mistake from that position.
You'd be pretty disappointed if you're Nazri Nasser, wouldn't you?
Conceding from a set piece like that. A player's not really taking on that responsibility. 30 goals this season.
Look at that. We're not even halfway. It is an extended season, of course, but impressive numbers for Tomoyuki Doi. Of course, to get a huge amount of goals. 2-0 now, Geylang International. That was key for them to get that second goal early on in the second half. Showed too much of the ball there, Nakudin. Here's Besar.
Great delivery into the area though, from that corner. All about the quality of the ball in. Well, let's go back to Geylang and finishing a third, and maybe a bit of silverware in the Singapore Cup sometime next year.
There's also the possibility of continental competition that might be dangled. Just cuts inside. Besar waiting to unleash the shots. Decent save from the keeper. It's still alive here. Angle was never in Doi's favour.
A good save there from Aisil. Is able to just push it wide enough. Make it a bit more difficult for Doi. Was always going to go for goal from there. Besar again. Nice run into the area. Trying to get it onto his left foot. Gets a shot away. Enough of a distraction in the form of Jun Kobayashi as well.
Jordan Tan, or Jordan Teo rather, was on the ball. Tan. Young Lions now, a lot of work to do. Nazrin Nasir. Looking at what he's got to play with. Seeing some names that we saw in the recent under-17 AFF or AFC qualifier. Really controlling this game now, aren't they, Roshan?
Yeah, looking very comfortable, just as they did in the first half. I'm quite happy to slow it down when they need to. It's up to the young Lions to chase and increase the intensity. But as they push forward here, I think Geylang will have the quality to try and play through them and create even more with the spaces being afforded to them.
Surging run, as we've come to expect from Farhan.
Well done from Joshua Pereira, tracking back there. He was the one who actually gave it away straight into Farhan. Went on a nice, powerful run, and Joshua Pereira, he wasn't lazy in that situation. He didn't give away a free kick, didn't foul him, tracked him all the way, and made a well-timed challenge. And it had to be well-timed, just on the edge of the area. A good defensive work from the Geylang captain.
Nakuddin. Easy one there for Aizul Yazid.
A couple of really frustrated young Lions fans here. Some of them young footballers themselves. Keen interest in the game.
After the highs of that stirring win in Brunei, come slightly crashing back to earth today.
Bit of coaching going on as well from the stands here.
There's always the backseat coaches, aren't there?
It's great because, you know, it's all part of being
passion,
out here.
right?
It absolutely is, and it's great to see it from young football fans as well. You know, come out here to Jalan Besar or wherever, any stadiums, watch live Singapore Premier League action. as Jonathan goes down with a bit of an injury.
What will Nasri do next? He's got quite the conundrum here. Jonan's in potential trouble, we'll see.
And I don't think Nasri would have been too happy with the lack of communication as well amongst his players. A bit quiet this evening from the young Lions.
Well, Roshan, there's going to be obviously there's an international break, then we've got a round of matches, then there's a 2.5-month layoff, mainly for the AFF. The winter break, the Singapore winter break that we have now with our new long season, effectively, right? What do the coaches think? You know, this is a good opportunity, I guess, for the coaches to work on stuff.
Yeah, of course it is, but it takes a lot in terms of planning as well.
Yeah.
Give players a bit of a rest at times. You're right to almost call it a winter break here.
Here's Taniguchi. Doi, he's got the eye for goal now. As you said, a very good record against young Lions. Still Taniguchi. He goes down, no foul. Doi's still got his hands up.
Well, the referee thought about it and decided that that wasn't enough. Anyway, there's also obviously VAR looking at it in the background. They'll be doing a check anyway. But just talking about the season and the way it is, obviously completely understandable with the fact that the calendars are changing, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
well,
you need to almost
you
have that transition season, which is this one, and then you move into whatever it is going forward in, from 2025 onwards.
Now, was there a foul here?
I'm not sure there was really enough there.
Well, 2.5-month break is almost as long as the inter-season breaks that we have. So it is a long, long time.
Gonna have to try and plan a few friendlies.
For sure.
Maybe a mid-season tour somewhere.
Here's Besar. Both these teams will be in action in the last round of matches in late November, before that break begins. There's Besar, who's not very happy there with the attention he was given by Kan Kobayashi.
You're talking about the challenge of the schedule and for coaches and planning and things like that, but there's also an opportunity, whenever the challenge is an opportunity to get players back from injury.
Correct.
And also to give players a bit of a rest, which you think would benefit a club like Geylang, who have been playing with these 11, 12 players week in, week out almost.
That's true. And there might be some strengthening as well in terms of signings.
Potentially moving forward.
Kobayashi strong in the header. Here's Inamoto. We just haven't seen enough of him tonight, have we? Such a great player. Farhan. That's to go back to Nur Adam. He looks frustrated as well. Here's Jonan.
Looking a little bit flat this evening, the young Lions. Nothing quite coming off for them. And the usual players not being given, well, the usual key players not really making much of an impact. A real lack of attacking intensity to their play tonight. They've also had a bit of a break after that result against DPMM.
Yeah, that match and on the 18th of October. So it is 3 weeks ago. That sometimes can have a part to play in some of this, right? When you just don't play.
Yeah, didn't play in midweek as well.
Yeah,
They were supposed to come up against the Lion City Sailors, and that match having to be rescheduled.
yeah, that's a good point. Amir Shafi's just going to come on here. Well, he was struggling, wasn't he, a little earlier, Jordan? That's put out of play by Shakir Hamza.
He's taken quite a few knocks as well. Jonathan, he's worked really hard in central midfield. He's done a lot of running, seen a lot of the ball. It's a good idea anyway. You're chasing the game, send on someone who's a little bit more of an attacking player in Amir.
Positive move then from Nazri Nasir. Knockdowns blocked. The follow-up shot from Farhan is well wide.
Well, just fell into him. Farhan after that knockdown. Free player on the far side of the box, able to meet the delivery. 17 attempts in this one already. Majority of them coming for the Eagles.
And managing this very comfortably at the moment. Geylang International, Amir Shafi's is bolstering that attack now. Closed down on Rudy Kairula. That was very casual from Shakir. They've gone away with it. Now it's Taniguchi. Bezko. Here's Nakurin. Taniguchi on the turn. Slick passing, nice move again.
Yeah, good work to try and carve out that opening for Taniguchi. Nice movement in the area as well. Plenty of power behind his hit. First touch is an important one because it sets himself up for the shot. Onto his right foot. Just leaning back technically, which means it's going to be sent over.
There's Fairuz. Now Amir. Not quite on the same page. Josh Pereira up to Nakurin. It's a great ball. Nakurin, wonderful, but difficult for Doi. Taniguchi. It almost feels Roshan the third is coming, isn't it?
Yeah, they're all over the Young Lions. They get a quick break forward here for Geylang. Doi looks to have a bit of an issue. And Taniguchi knew what he was trying to do. That opens up the body and bend it towards the far post, but Kaisei Ogawa was in the way. He just took a touch off him, and Doi needs some treatment on the sidelines. I think it's just perhaps a bit of a cut on his left knee.
Lovely ball, wasn't it, from Pereira up to Nakurin.
And you know how important he is. They're like four.
Oh, that's a save on the line. The header from Josh Pereira. Yeah, a lot of people attending to Doi. They're doing a pretty decent job without him at the moment. Geylang International. carved out an opportunity there. They can't clear their lines, Young Lions. Here's Sakuma. Oh, they're struggling at the moment, Young Lions.
I was just going to say 4 members of the Geylang support staff surrounding Tomoyuki Doi, giving him the treatment required on his
for a cut
on his left knee. Here's another look at this one. Good pace again. That delivery from Bezakor's quality. From nice defending on the close to the goal line here from Jun Kobayashi. Sensed the danger.
Oh, now. Okay, I thought referee was doing a little check there. All good. Well, the good news is for Geylang, and not for Young Lions, is that Doi is fine. He is back. Makes a run, Doi. Nicely done by Taniguchi. Nakyudin. Oh, that just wouldn't fall kindly for Tezuka. It's almost at will now, isn't it? Getting behind that defence.
Yeah, and that was lovely from Tezuka, that back heel. Shades of Sundram.
High praise indeed. Well, you used the word flat earlier. How are they going to... Is it maybe a case of introducing players or just reinvigorating themselves?
Well, sometimes you need the players on the pitch to step up themselves and really up the intensity of their play overall. I haven't really seen that from the Young Lions. That it doesn't look like they're that interested when they have it to really try and make something happen. Opportunities for them have been few and far between.
Yeah. Particularly in the second half. Raul Suhaimi. There's Amir. Amir's worked pretty hard since he's come on. He's looked lively. Farhan. Now Norada. These are the kind of runs that we just haven't seen enough of today.
Yeah, they need more of that.
Yeah.
More of that to come from the Young Lions. And you were talking about changes. I mean, I think Amir Shafi's coming on is a bit of an attacking change for them. They don't have too many other natural attacking outlets on the bench for them.
Yeah, looking at that bench for sure. So corner here for Young Lions. They're all gathered around the penalty spot. The easy one for Uli Kairila, who's really had nothing to do today. Wasn't trouble at all, Roshan, was he?
It's been a pretty relaxing evening so far for Rudy Kairila.
Look at this run from Taniguchi. Out wide to looking for Doi, but it's cut out by Raul Suhaimi.
Yeah, he's annoyed with himself there, Taniguchi. He knew it needed a better pass, a little bit wider to Doi. Already created that space by peeling off Raul Suhaimi.
Here's Nakyudin. He's come on by leaps and bounds, hasn't he, this season, Nakyudin?
Yeah, being played in a more advanced role as that winger on the right for Geylang International. Getting goals, creating opportunities, picking up some assists as well.
Forced his way into the national reckoning. players looking to get into the secure spot in the AFF Championship. Murada will certainly be one of those. Kan Kobayashi. Here's Farhan. Now Besar. He's done well here, Besar. Still going. He's closed down by Nur Adam. Still Besar. Can he get that cross to Doi? He's waiting to pull the trigger. He does! Well, Vincent Besar. What a run from him to start that whole move. And Doi gets his second and Geylang's third.
It seemed to take forever to get to Tomoyuki Doi, but it eventually did. It was a fine finish. Really good finish at the near post by Tomoyuki Doi for goal number 31 of the season.
He was waiting for quite some time, wasn't he?
But look at Besar. This is trademark Vincent Besar. That driving run, powerful through midfield. Nur Adam here does well, you know. Doesn't give up on this, tracks back, but Shake, great awareness, gets it back to Besar. Half cleared. And then, well, not even half cleared, almost like a quarter cleared by Ross Jaime. And then Besar eventually finds a way into Doi, who puts away a very tidy finish. But it all comes about from that transition, from defense to attack, and because of that driving, powerful run from Vincent Besar. That's what he has in his locker. We saw it earlier in the first half as well, where he held off a couple of challenges and tried to bring Doi into play.
He's on a hat-trick here. Tomoyuki Doi.
I'm pretty sure he's going to break that record of Grabovac from all those years ago, 39 league goals.
I think we're going to be playing more games though, right? Or does that matter?
I think they actually played 33 games, if I'm not mistaken.
In the
might be about the
season?
same. But even if you want to go down that route, you'd probably be
goals per game.
Looking at goals per game.
Yeah,
like that ratio. Yeah, it was 33 games that season. So
okay. We are going to have a 32. So yeah,
even more impressive.
Yeah. Iqbal Hussain is coming on. Nothing is quite working out for young Lions at the moment.
It's Akmal who's gone down here. He's going to be coming off anyway.
Should we insert Nakyudin?
He needs to be stretched off.
Well, this doesn't look good. Nakyudin's come running all the way over to Nur Ali. Do you mind playing right back?
Well, here's that versatility again. Nakyudin can obviously do a job there. Pereira can also go out and play right back.
That's true. See, when it's purring so nicely for Geylang, this is when they're in their element, but which makes it all the more bizarre, that performance against BG Tampines Rovers. Different opposition, I know.
Yes, big difference.
Yeah. But even then, you felt it was just a bit muted, right?
Yeah, it was a bit muted, especially with Geylang going into that fixture on a nice run of form.
Right, 3 wins in a row.
But it's done and dusted. Can't keep thinking or talking about that now. They had to look forward and they had to rebound in this, and they certainly have. Needed a response and they produced it.
You look at this Geylang bench as well, and that they've got 5 players under 23. In fact, they're all teenagers. To just reiterate the point we're making about the depth or the lack of. So Iqbal goes onto the right-hand side of attack. Nakuddin then moves into the right-back role, and well, he's not getting stretched enough in the end, Akmal, but he is trudging off.
Well, it's an opportunity here for both these coaches to get some younger players on, give them a few minutes.
In fact, we're going to have a triple substitution now for Young Lions. Here's Tezuka. Now Besko. Shakir. That was a interesting way of defending from Nur Adam. We're going to have two of the Japanese players from Young Lions off, in Kan Kobayashi and Kaisei Ogawa. In fact, we're being told that Young Lions wanted to make those changes earlier. So the other player making way is Fairuz Fazli. Nikhil Ian, Ikram Mikhail and Andrew Au all coming on. Nikhil Ian played in that under-17 AFC qualifier recently that Singapore hosted. Was a regular starter there. He comes on for Kaisei Ogawa. Nice opportunity for him. Kan Kobayashi is replaced by Andrew Au. And it's Ikram Mikhail, who's a 19-year-old defender, nominally. And he is in for Fairuz Fazli. All 5 substitutions done now for Young Lions. I suppose at 3-0 down, 10, 12 minutes to go, Roshan, might as well, right?
Yeah, I think especially with Nikhil coming on, second appearance, getting a few more minutes under his belt, obviously a talent.
That's our best score. Taniguchi. Straight. But Wakil. So also Jaime will remain right back. Taniguchi. Kobayashi is strong. Here's Doi. Shakir. Now Tezuka. Probing for a 4th goal here. Geylang International. Nakuddin now back it. Further back at right back. Taniguchi.
Really good movement off the ball there. Oh, want it back again? temporarily anyway. Really good movement of the ball there from Geylang. Nice and slick in possession. Really enjoying themselves out there this evening.
Sakuma trying a very expansive pass up to Taniguchi. Whereas Nikhil, dispossessed. Now Taniguchi. Here's Doi, and that just runs away from him.
Those are the sorts of lessons the young player Nikhil is going to have to learn.
Yeah.
Not going to have that much time on the ball. Joshua Pereira quick to close down. Or setting up an opportunity for Doi.
Yeah, wonderful opportunity for someone like Nikhil Ian to come on here and that chance playing in the big leagues. He's had one previous experience. Second substitute appearance here. Played against Lion City Sailors. From a Geylang point of view, this has been a very good performance overall today, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been, again, I think that, look at this. Beautiful
Look at
football.
this space here. Look at what Lakun it is. Amount of space there. I mean, this is the best way to bounce back, isn't it, after a disappointing defeat?
Yeah, it certainly is. You expected a response. That's what they've delivered this evening. It's been all Geylang, pretty much, in this match. I don't think Rudy Kairula has had much to do.
Yeah.
One-way traffic and a very comfortable evening overall and playing some nice football, Geylang.
We have barely said Inamoto's name tonight.
Yeah.
For a hot shot striker like him, that's got to be disappointing. Here he is now on the ball. Just not had enough of it.
We had to drop deep to try and receive it in the half space to try and make something happen in the Monto.
And wow, they're making some movement. Looking across the referee, no foul. Lakudin. Farhad runs into a sea of players. Amir. Nikhil. Just got the ball caught under his feet there, Raul Saimi. Doi. Quick feet from Doi, great work. Desperate defending. Just enough to put off his shot.
Nice bit of skill there on display from Doi. Trying to work the opening for himself, searching for that hat-trick. Starting, stopping makes it very difficult for defenders. You don't actually need anything fancy in those situations. It's the change-up in the tempo. The ability to accelerate. That's what really causes the issues for defenders.
Really just not able to get out of their half at the moment, Young Lions. Best score. He's brought down. Surely that is going to be a free kick. Foul by Nur Adam.
Showing a couple of words with each other as well. See quite clearly it was a foul from Nur Adam going across. Making contact with Besar before getting a touch on the ball. Probably only going to be one player taking this one, and that's the number 9. Taniguchi's been sent away.
I'm on a hat-trick, sorry buddy.
Even if he wasn't, he tends to just take on that responsibility, doesn't he? I'm surprised he let Besar have a free kick in the first half.
So here's Tomoyuki Doi looking for his 3rd of the night. And he does get it, the hat-trick! It's Tomoyuki Doi's! That's why he pushes people away when it comes to free kicks.
Yeah, brilliant from Doi. It's another hat-trick for him this season, another hat-trick against the Young Lions. Incredible. From their number 9. Look at this technique. Beautiful shape on that as well on the body. Great connection. In step. The pace on it. Plenty of whip. Wraps his foot around it. There's no chance for the goalkeeper there.
32 goals this season for Tomoyuki Doi. What's the Egmont number again?
Miracle.
Miracle Grabmatch. What's
39.
He's gonna smash that.
Easy.
Smash it.
Thing is now, at the rate of scoring, could he hit 50? He's 18 away.
We're not.
You've got about 60. How many games here? Math was never my one of my better subjects.
Well, we have just gone past the halfway point. Sorry, yes, we have. So, yeah, you should easily do it. At the current rate of scoring, he will easily surpass 50. At the current rate. I'm not sure he wants this 2.5-month break right now. What a signing he has been for Geylang International.
They've got another game coming up, right? Before the
yes, they got one
break.
more.
Hougang. Against Hougang, I think, on the 24th.
No, Roshan, he can't get the 50 in that one game, but... Here's Amir. Now Andrew out. I mean, it says something when you almost double the next best.
Yeah.
That's Nakano Tanaka at 17. He's on 32.
It's a ridiculous goal-scoring record.
Yeah, it truly is remarkable.
6th hat-trick of the season for Doi.
Well, we're going to have a couple of changes now. For Geylang right at the end here, and it's going to be Shaka. There's got a massive grin on his face, and why not? Josh Pereira as well. Norik Sanudin and Ahmad Shahir coming on. Norik Sanudin is 19 years of age.
Ladies and
32 goals from 19 matches now. It's 13 to go, right? After this one?
13 to go. I mean, at the current scoring rate.
So he has to score another 18 from 13 matches to get 50.
That's below what he has to do that's what he's doing right now.
Well, let's see. Something to keep an eye on.
Remember when Kapitovic was right up there as one of the world's best scorers?
Oh, yeah.
Just a couple seasons ago, wasn't it?
Whatever they're paying him, Tomoyuki Doi, it's not enough. He's in that position now where you can just
demand. But it's great to have him back, isn't it? In this
of course
league,
it is, yeah.
And to see this, to have this. Shahid with his first touch. Here's Tezuka. Could there be another? Iqbal. He wants more. What must be pleasing, Roshan, is, and I know we've said they've been flat, but Geylang have not switched off, have they, today? They've been right on it.
They have. They've been dominant in this one, and okay, they've not allowed the young Lions much at all. And I think that's always very pleasing from a coach's perspective. The amount of control that you show in a game. You can only play what's in front of you, and if they come away with a clean sheet.
Well, yes, Andrew Howe. That has been about as good a chance as they have had, and that's offside anyway, but 2 more changes to be made.
Yeah, I mean, I think the final whistle's going to go anyway.
Yeah. We've had 3 minutes. Besar has been outstanding today, but man of the match has to be Tomoyuki Doi, right?
Yeah. Oh, he's had a really good game, Besar. But it's hard to look past someone who's scored a hat-trick, right? So
absolutely,
we wouldn't be surprised to see Tomoyuki Doi picking up the Man of the Match award, although I have to say there have been a few times this season I've been quite surprised at some of the awards for the Man of the Match. So let's see.
Shafril Areli, also playing in that AFF or AFC under-17 qualifier, comes on, the 16-year-old. And Ryan Noor will also get a little bit of a cameo here, 18-year-old midfielder. Well, it's barely a cameo because the final whistle is gone, and it has been a superb win for Geylang International. Exactly what they needed after that disappointing result against their eastern neighbours, BG Tampines Rovers. A disappointing outing overall for Young Lions after their high of winning against DPMM away in their first clean sheet in 5 years, but I guess came crashing back down to earth today, Roshan.
Yeah, they did, and they've enjoyed themselves so much here, Geylang, that the players who have just come on have actually gone over to the referee and say, couldn't you have had it on another 3 or 4 minutes just so they can get a touch of the ball? But it's been impressive stuff from Geylang International, and that number 9 there, outstanding goal scoring record, pure quality. It makes a big difference to this side, and has almost scored 50% of their goals this season now, Tomoyuki Doi. Incredible stuff. A great response from that disappointment of the Eastern Derby, and a nice 3 points to go along with the clean sheet and those 4 goals.
Well, he's the last one to walk across. You'd expect him to try and get that ball. He's going to need a new apartment soon because that is his 6th hat-trick of the season. Fantastic performance from Geylang as well. It ends Geylang International 4, Young Lions 0. And let us look back at the story of this game. A shot from Vincent Besar, just giving us a taste of what was to come from the Frenchman, and straight down the throat of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, plenty of power behind that hit from Besar, but it was straight down the middle. But well positioned to keep that one out.
Then we had this wonderful goal to kick things off from Shakir Hamza.
Yeah, once they got that opening goal, that go-ahead goal, the game state was always going to change from then on, and it's a matter of patience after that from Geylang. Wonderful quality on that effort from Shakir Hamza. good movement off the ball from Geylang. That's been an aspect of the game we've seen a lot of this season, but also this evening as well. Shaki just changing positions, Doi dropping off, Besar taking up that centre forward role, and creating that little bit of space for Shaki Hamza to use his quality to go and just punish this young Lions side, quite clearly crossing the line.
We had in the second half, the only real chance, the best chance, Kobayashi flashing over. Well, as good as it got, wasn't it, for them?
I mean, really didn't create anything of note in this match, the young Lions, and even this one was a bit of a half chance. Players closing in. Haria does well there to just close off the angle for a hit towards the far post.
Into the second half. This run from Vincent Besco was a great one, but the pass wasn't.
Yeah, he's quick to apologize there to Nakyudin. He knows exactly what went wrong. He just played him a little bit too wide, too much weight on this pass from Besar, which made it difficult from Nakyudin with that angle, and perhaps the cutback could have been an option, but he was going at it at pace.
Then this corner, which set up the first goal for Tomoyuki Doi.
Excellent delivery from Besar, picking up an assist. And the marking was poor there. Also, Hamid's losing sight of his attacker. And Tomoyuki Doi on hand to put that away, making no mistake in the 6-yard box. Nice poacher's finish.
And that was the first of his hat-trick, and another one of those surging runs from Vincent Besco to set up his goal, and he eventually got it across to Tomoyuki Doi.
He was always looking across. That was the first one. He tried to actually get it into Doi. Took a long time to eventually get it back out to Tomoyuki Doi. Have a look at this finish. Quality. Right foot for the first one, left foot for the second, squeezing it in at the near post. That's giving the goalkeepers the eyes a little bit, putting some disguise on that one.
It's good technique there as well.
Really good technique. You have a look at how he closes off his hips here as he makes a connection with the instep. Just closes off his body, which sends it in towards that near post.
Well, he wasn't done yet, was he? And Tomoyuki Doi with that wonderful free kick.
Great shape, beautiful technique, plenty of whip and pace. The important thing is the speed at which he hits this here. No chance for the goalkeeper. Super technique from Tomoyuki Doi to complete a hat-trick.
Looking back at those stats, I mean, not a single shot today for Rudy Karila to have to save. That pretty much sums it up, doesn't it?
Dominance from Geylang. That's a word I use a lot this evening, and they were very comfortable tonight. Young Lions just didn't show up in an attacking sense at all. Well-deserved win for Geylang International, and a really good performance from them.
Absolutely superb from the Eagles, as I said. Soaring and soaring even further away from their opponents in the second half. Those are the scores. We wondered whether we get goals galore. We did here. Jalan Besar has not disappointed. 14 goals in 3 games here. The big 6-0 from Hougang against Tanjung Pagar. 3-1 yesterday from BG Tampines Rovers against Palisa Khalsa. And of course, Geylang's win just a short while ago. Albrecht Negata, by the way, losing at home to Brunei DPMM. What does that all mean on the table? Well, Geylang International have just closed the gap. They're still 5 points away from Lion City Sailors and BG Tampines Rovers. Young Lions had that opportunity. Remember, they still have a game in hand over Hougang, not DPMM. This was an opportunity missed. They might look at it, but they were outplayed today. We have one more round of fixtures before that long break that we spoke of earlier. That is on the weekend of the 22nd to the 24th. BG Tampines Rovers are playing Tanjung Pagar United right here at Jalan Besar Stadium on Friday the 22nd. Kickoff is at 7:45. Then on Saturday, Young Lions take on Albrecht Negata. That's at 6 p.m. In fact, everything is going to be at Jalan Besar Stadium. Hougang are then going to be a little bit ominous when they take on Geylang International here. So the league will take a break. We have the internationals coming up, and we will see you on that weekend of the 22nd to the 24th. It ends here. Geylang International 4, Young Lions 0. From me, Shazad Haq, Rish Roshan Ryan, the rest of the team here at Jalan Besar. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you in a few weeks' time.